Cooper. I'm from HeyUGuys, based out of the UK.
Hi, Ty.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I guess I want to start out with your film kind of hinges on the fact that the viewers are supposed to go in knowing the least amount about it as possible. In a day where technology is so pervasive, how do you kind of ensure that that happens?
Well, you can't be certain they're not going to know going in, and some people like to know exactly what to expect, and some people like to be surprised. We're kind of trying to hit the sweet spot where people know I'm going to see a horror movie that's going to have a lot of scares, a lot of laughs, and be an extraordinary ride, and hopefully let it sit at that. But if they have no less, it's going to be fun. If they know more, it's still kind of fun.
So inevitably you're going to get a lot of comparisons to the Scream films. Both because they're self-aware horror films and for the fact that they'll probably be talking about how Cabin is probably going to change the genre as well. Did Scream influence you guys at all, or did you just kind of, is it?
I'm definitely a fan.
Yeah, I love Scream.
Yeah.
It's spectacular.
I love the way it could be self-referential, could comment on the genre without ever losing its involvement in what was happening to the characters who were busy doing that.
You felt like the people making Scream loved horror movies, and I think that was the most important thing. You can feel it when people do not love the subject matter they are dealing in, and so as a result, I think Scream is successful because of that, and we took that.
Yeah, I mean, we took a very different approach to our looking at horror movies, but
the love was the same.
Is it coincidence then that Peter Deming got involved too?
No, it's not coincidence. I mean, if you had to design the perfect resume for a Cabin in the Woods, you would have the guy who shot Evil Dead 2, Scream, Austin Powers, and Mulholland Drive. So it's kind of the perfect, and House Party, sort of the perfect resume for this.
That's awesome. There were a lot of points in the film where it could have gone to the direction of being, like a torture porn film, such as Saw or something, but you sort of cringed away from that. Was that intentional? Were you trying to kind of pull back a little bit?
I think we're classicists when it comes to horror. It's not the kill, it's the dread that comes before. There are a lot of things, just even watching it last night, where I was like, yeah, because it makes you feel like you're seeing more than you are. Which I think is the best way to do something like that. You don't need to see everything. If you know it's happening, it's just as awful.
Did you run into any problems with the studio about the ending? Were there people saying that it shouldn't have ended the way it did? I mean, it was kind of a bold way to finish the film.
No, we didn't. We wrote this script before we ever had a studio, and we were able to just say, this is the movie. This is what we want to do. And if you're on board, great. But if not, we don't want to change anything. This is our vision for this. And luckily, the studios got that and let us do what we wanted to do, and it was great.
Well, probably didn't hurt that you were producing.
Did help.
It hurt the movie once I actually had to produce it, but it did get us there.
Speaking of films like Scream and There's Nothing Out There, how did they contribute to the mythos of the actual film itself? I mean, if all the previous horror films before this kind of contribute to the sacrifices that keep us all alive, how did these previously self-aware films fit into that? Or did they just...
They didn't come up much. The previous, we were looking further back, I think. I mean, and we love, all horror from, I started Nosferatu, the Murnau, and straight on through, Godzilla, everything that's gone wrong with our world is fun. What?
Even Human Centipede?
I've not seen Human Centipede. It seems a bit much for me. I'm old.
Just a little bit. So, how about we call right now, you guys remake Monster Squad?
How much will you pass?
I'm sure you can get some producer to shut it up.
We're gonna make Monster Squad meets Mobster Squad.
Well, that sounds good. Yeah,
That's gonna be good.
the squad crossover.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.